We can all agree that studying is not fun, either as a student or as a graduate. It's still as tedious, and unfortunately, studying does not go away. I'm currently studying for my BLS certificate and redoing pharmacology because I seem to not remember any education in the private sector just adds a little bit more spice. So I've made lots of videos regarding how to study, and you can check out the playlist over here, and you can also check down in the description box the Google Drive that I created that has all my old nursing notes and past papers. So I've equipped you guys with the skills and resources for you to be able to study properly. However, now the actual process of studying is very tedious, and I know and I feel your frustration. I'm there with you guys, even though I've crossed over on the other side. Research has shown that playing music while you're studying can help you focus, concentrate, relax, feel motivated, and improve memory, making the process of studying that much better. Playing music, especially for those subjects that are dull and boring and very tedious, it can help you to feel more motivated to study so that you're not throwing in the towel as quickly as you started, and it also helps you to be able to retain more information because you're now introducing more senses into your study process. However, the caveat to using music is that you need to use music that is not going to distract you, and this varies from person to person. But the general rule for most people is that you need to use music that does not have any lyrics. Music without lyrics include classical music, film soundtracks, and piano covers. Using the same method of studying gets boring, and it is ineffective because it leads you to go into autopilot, which is an ineffective method of studying because you are passively taking in the information that you are acquiring. If you are not actively recalling your information, you are not studying. Using different methods of creating your note-taking system allows you to be able to use different neurons and neural pathways to be able to reinforce information that you're learning, because your brain loves being tested. It loves creating different connections between different information. The same way that when we are remembering an activity that we did or an event, we usually can remember the sound, the smell, the things that we were doing, the things that we're seeing. That is because our brain likes to create different connections. Thus, by doing the same thing to your brain when you're studying, it allows you to be able to take in that information more effectively, and it will help you to understand that topic, that chapter more clearly, because not all topics and not all modules require the same way of studying. Hence, you need to figure out what method works for whatever topic, whatever module that you're using. You can check out here the video that I did on the different note-taking systems that you can use. That is a great resource for you. In addition to using different note-taking methods, you can also use colors to be able to increase the effectiveness of your study notes. A study was done in 2013 which stated that colors help learners increase their attention levels on certain information, which helps such information to be transferred from short-term to long-term memories, thus increasing their chance of memorizing such information. That's the power of using different connecting methods with your note-taking system and using colors and putting it together. Thus helps your brain to be able to retain that information. Continuing with our theme of using differences to be able to create those neural pathways, you need to use different settings for studying. Trust me, it gets boring to be sitting at that chair for 4 to 5 hours, staring at a wall, staring at a window, and so forth. When you feel that you're getting tired, you start yawning, you start reading the information and it's not making sense, it's time for you to change position. When you change position, you are triggering that memory to your brain. And as a result, sometimes when you're writing an exam or a test, you'll be like, oh yeah, I was in this room, then I saw this color, and so forth. So it's important that when you've done an hour session, 2 hour session, and you feel like, this chair is getting uncomfortable, you can move, whether you're going to a coffee shop, whether you're going to the library, whether you're going to the dining, or you're just moving from one space of your room to another facing a different direction. Just do something so that you just trigger to your brain that it's a new setting. As I mentioned previously, if you're not active recalling, you are not studying. Hence, teaching yourself or teaching someone else the information that you are studying is a very effective way for you to do active recall and for you to be able to learn the information that you are studying. So you can either teach yourself by talking to yourself, explaining the process, the topic in a way that makes sense to you with a closed book so that you can really check that you know the information and not looking at it, yeah, and then this happened. Because you're looking at it, you're not forcing your brain to take that information out of its brain. So you can teach yourself, you can teach someone else who either knows the work and you guys are testing each other like in a study group, or someone who completely doesn't know the topic what you're studying, and it's your job to teach them so that they're able to understand or to have some basic idea of what you are talking about. Hence what I do here on YouTube. If you're not able to explain that topic, that chapter, that section in your own words in a simpler way than it is in your textbook or in your notes, it means that you do not know that information. My favorite method out of all of this is you need to make your studying a game. So this includes making acronyms, making sentences to remember lists, making up stories to explain a process. There's a whole variety of things that you can do. The more creative it is, the better it is for you to remember. My physics teacher always do say the more naughtier it is, the easier it will be for you to remember. So take whatever you get from that sentence. I'll show you a few examples of things that people have done with their study notes and just to give you some inspiration. Okay, so for my biology students, here are a few good ones for you. It's for you to remember your cranial nerves. So it goes like this. Oh, oh, oh. To touch and feel good velvet. Ah, heaven. And that is for all your olfactory nerves. Then there's this one. I protect my artichokes to cliff. And this is for you to remember the, what do you call it? The phases of a cell cycle. Then I'm sure you guys have had different variations of how to remember the planets in our solar system. So this one says, my very excellent mother just served us 9 pizzas. I know the one that I was taught is, my very earnest mother, please send us nuts, please. There's many different variations. This one, my very educated mother just served us noodles. But yeah, those examples are the things that you can do for you to be able to remember the information that you're studying. The more creative, the more fun it is, the easier it will be for you to remember it. You can use Google to find some ideas, or you can make up your own ones, or you can create a study group and you guys share ideas. Trust me, people come up with the craziest stuff and it will be much easier for you to remember that way. Last but not least, you need a break. No matter how many hours you are capable of studying, you need a break. You need to rest. The same way that we have tea breaks, the same way we have lunch, the same way we have dinner, is we need a break in our cycle for us to be able to just refresh, to relax, because our brain is a muscle. It gets stretched and stretched and stretched, and then it just needs time for it to just relax. You need to decide for yourself how long you can study for before you need a break. So some people can do 20 minutes, then they need a 5-minute break. Some people can do 30 minutes, then they need a 10-minute break. Some people can do 45 minutes, then they need a 15-minute break. Me, I'm a 45-minute person. However, sometimes when you're starting your study session, you are tired, you're feeling like procrastinating, you can't always go straight into your 45 minutes, then 15 minutes break. Then you need to start slowly with your 20 minutes, 5, 30 minutes, 5. Or that day you're really motivated, then you start with your 45 minutes and 15-minute break. And then as slowly as you get tired, then you start decreasing the length that you're studying and then just having a break. You can change it up as you need, but the important part is that you are taking a break just to allow your brain to be able to reset, relax. However, when you're taking your breaks, try to avoid using your phone or anything that is going to distract you, because your phone, you've got your social media, your TikToks and so forth. Once you enter those platforms, you are sucked in for almost an hour and you're like, oh my gosh, where did my break go? So it's important that in that 5-minute, 10-minute break that you're going to be giving yourself, go drink some water, go to the bathroom, do some stretches, just go outside and just breathe like, oh, okay, oh, we can do this. go have something to eat, a little snack and so forth, but just avoid anything that is going to distract you. So now that you have procrastinated while watching this video, firstly, I thank you. Don't forget to also like this video so that I know that you got up to this point and you enjoyed this video. But I would urge you to please go back and study. However, if you're taking a well-deserved break, I would suggest that you check out this video. I think it would be helpful to you. Until next week, Friday, 12 p.m. South African time. Have an awesome one. Bye, guys.